So I think most people know me or don't. Conrad Agramont, CEO here at Agile IT, and one of the reasons we wanted to have a session today is just to talk about a few topics today, and that we're going to make this a series so we can go through a lot of other interesting topics, really around remote work and really kind of to talk a little bit about what's been going on lately. For us, we were hearing a lot on the news, and we're 100% Microsoft cloud company, and we talk a lot about remote work and about the things that you can do and why you should do them. And as the news was building up, we were talking in our leadership team about hey, what happens if we have to go remote the whole way? And we felt pretty confident because we've had we do remote work, but we really never done it for the whole company. So really it was kind of a few weeks leading up to it. We started telling people, hey, make sure you bring your device home. Everybody has a Surface device. Hey, make sure to take it home just in case something happens or you're ill. You have the devices that ready so you can work from home. And then it was one day, I believe it was like a Tuesday evening. I talked to a couple of people in the leadership team. I said, okay, in about 30 minutes, I'm gonna email the whole or basically not email. We do everything in Teams, and we actually have an all-company team that we've been using for quite some time, and that's where we kind of relay, things coming up in the week or any interesting information that we want to share with one another. Who's going to be out? It's really a kind of good place for us to communicate and share other information. So, posted in there and said, hey, everybody, Tuesday night, tomorrow, Wednesday, everybody's going to be working remote, and please make sure nobody go into the office. We're going to remote, work from home. Please just make sure you acknowledge. And then really within 30 minutes, everybody either checked in, the managers checked in with their people to make sure that they were there. There's only two people who didn't check in just yet, but within the hour they checked in. And then the next day, everybody worked from home. And the following day, so it was Thursday, we come back into the office, and we started asking questions like, hey, how did it work? What worked, what didn't? One thing I give a message to, part of the kind of that test, if you will, was I don't want anybody moving any meetings. No customer meetings should move. No internal meetings should move. Keep everything on plan and on schedule, and they did. And talked to a couple customers to find out if there's any issues, and it worked out really, really well. And as the news at the time, just a few weeks ago, was building up, we just decided that, hey, the following week, which right now it's March 24th, so it was last week. We kind of made a decision that we were going to have everybody work from home. So Thursday night, that same week, we told everybody, hey, next week everybody's working remote. Friday the office is open, so people can come in and get any other little things that they might want. We had some extra monitors, so people wanted to do multiple monitors, because we did hear that was a piece of feedback, was that it was great to have their Surface but they kind of wanted a second monitor, so we had some extras available. So we made that available to a few people, grabbed their headsets, any additional power, whatever they needed, and then we had a town hall on that Friday to communicate to everybody that this was just to be cautious. There was no major issue in the office, and really, so over a week now we've been working remote, and so far it's been pretty good. The number one piece of I don't know what to say, the downside is people really miss working with one another, which is really a testament to a lot of our people and the culture and the environment that we have. So it's nice that they want to be with one another, but that was really it. Everything else, they've been able to function and do really, really well in going through it. But then we also made some other things available too. But that was kind of an interesting experience, and quickly being able to do it, see what the effect was, see if there was anything missing or wrong, small improvements that we could do for people. And that really made a difference. And so now we actually have a Tuesday all companies sync for about 30 minutes. We've had it for a long time. We still have that, but now because we're so disconnected or just remote, we also have a Friday town hall, another 30-minute meeting where we're able to kind of get together, talk, see what's happening. And then lastly, we going into that weekend before everybody was working from home. We didn't really need it per se because everybody has Surface devices, but we also turned on Windows Virtual Desktop for everybody. And we made that available for a couple of reasons. One, we have a few people who said, well, I like my Surface and whatever devices, but I actually have a really nice home computer with multiple screens and a great keyboard and setup, and I wish I could use that. But so by turning on Windows Virtual Desktop, they can, now use their multiple monitors and all that, but with the Surface, with the Windows 10, client OS that we deliver running in Azure. And, for us, we don't have any servers, everything's cloud enabled, but they basically get to have their full desktop, fully use whatever they want, and not have to disturb their home computer in the way. So just giving them available options to do what they need. And so both the practice and communication, having a recap, providing, make sure they have desktops, because the other scenario was, well, what if their desktop gets lost or broken? What do they do then? So most of the time they have something that they could use Windows Virtual Desktop with. And if they don't have that, well, we haven't had to have that problem yet. But if we needed to, we could buy and ship them something within a day or two if needed. But anyway, that's kind of the process that we went through to communicate, make sure that they can access the services and the data that they needed to. We communicate really heavily inside of teams. So inside of the all company team, where there's general, we actually have a channel that's specific for internal IT, just let people know what's happening. And then one great suggestion that came from from Sean Spicer here was having a specific channel, called Water Cooler. And Water Cooler just is a place where we just have fun conversations, appropriate conversations in the business world, but still fun. And one thing that we got a lot from people, both the test day as well as the remote days, is people post pictures of their dogs and cats or their kids, in their home setup. So everybody said, hey, here's my setup, and they're all sharing it. And any kind of interesting, fun news or whatever is where they get to post it, or something interesting. So it's not meant to be too far off, but it's meant to be a place where people can still have fun and communicate with one another, which has been really, really key. So, these pieces of testing, communicating, frequent communication with the staff, make sure they have the resources that they need to continue to do their work, has really made a big difference for us in terms of making sure for all of our customers, for you all here and others, that we can continue to perform at the level that we expect. And we have a very social crew, so finding little ways to continue to communicate with them is really key, and making sure they have the resources they need are really, really key. And I think all the way from management down to the staff, being able to have clarity of how you're communicating, how you can connect in is, I couldn't stress how important it is to go do it. And we actually had a plan around this, a few months ago. Just didn't have, like most people, a time or really the urgency to stress test it out. But we just decided to do it as fast as possible. So that's kind of what we did. I think it's important to share with other people how we did it, why we did it, and some of the key learnings. I think, again, the key learning is, do they have some of the assets available to them? What happens if it breaks? And then having constant communication and different paths to make it successful when people are remote, because it is pretty tough and isolated a little bit when you're remote. So I'd say video cameras are important. Not everybody likes to be on video, so that's fine. Some people on the staff don't like to be recorded or on the video cam, so that's okay. Lots of other people do. And some things that our staff does, which is interesting, is some of them will set up a Teams meeting amongst themselves. So I'm not in it, and they'll have just video fun conversations at the end of the day, have a beer with one another over the video, which is totally okay, right? Because you love when a team wants to connect, and right now everybody's quarantined and they're trying to be healthy and good. So if they can do that and they want to do that amongst themselves, like, why wouldn't we support that? So we're still thinking of ways to make other improvements, but that's kind of, like I said, what we did, and how if you guys haven't done that yet, really put a plan together. And if you're like, well, we don't need to do it yet, that's really the best time. And when we did the first day work remote home, they had no idea, except for a couple of people, because they're like, you're really telling us to bring our device home every day. And really, it's because we thought that was important, but don't tell them. just boom, drop it, make it happen. And actually, I told them, you cannot come in the office. I actually worked from the office the whole day to make sure nobody came in, and they didn't. They did really, really well. So have a plan, work it out. If there's issues, find it during that stress test. So don't be scared of it, and then you'll find out any little thing or big things you can resolve before then. So anyway, hopefully that helps out. That's that's kind of the process that we went through, and if anybody has questions about technically how we did it or communications, we can talk about that. And we've made changes ourselves in some of our own service offerings to, like for Windows Virtual Desktop, we actually made it a little bit cheaper, a little bit more focused so that we can roll it out. So I had a customer who was like Tuesday they needed something signed, paid Tuesday. By Friday we had it up and going. Saturday they were testing it, and then Monday their users were using it. So it was quite quick. So we've tried to adjust things for that, and for like Microsoft Teams, and provided other kind of remote work assistance to help people out. So we're lowering the time, lowering the cost, just to make it easier for people to do what they need, just because we found how impactful it is, and we feel if we can help other customers, that'd be pretty awesome. So anyhow, that's we went through. So thanks for listening. Hopefully that helps.